This is a first impression video of the recent Chinese drama Like a Flowing River, 大江大河. Hi, you're watching Avenue X, where a junkie on good storytelling shares their thoughts, knowledge, and occasional weird ideas on stories and how they're told. Like a Flowing River, 大江大河 is produced by my favorite Chinese TV production company, 正午阳光 Daylight Entertainment. It is a 47 episodes long drama led by Wang Kai, Yang Shuo, Dong Zijian, and an array of really talented and good actors. I've talked about this drama numerous times previously in other videos, and it's definitely one of the dramas that I look forward most in 2018. In a way, it's really funny because the beginning of this year, I was completely captivated by Daylight's production's other drama, Nivarning Fire 2. End of this year, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be mostly like the Flowing River, so beginning of the year, end of the year, completely sort of bracketed by this production company. Although this drama has only aired 8 episodes in China so far, I think it's a good time to talk about first impression, because I'm pretty sure I have already felt the pulse and where the story is going and how the whole thing is working. I'm really happy with what I have seen so far, and I expected that because I know for a fact that this is the most important drama that this company has done this year and probably in a recent couple of years, because this is a particular drama. It is not just a piece of entertainment. It is specially designed and made to commemorate the 40 years anniversary of China's economic reform. So a quick historical background lesson that's extremely essential and important to the understanding of the stories, the people, the characters, their life, the nuances in the drama, why things are the way they are as depicted in this drama. 1978 is a turning point in Chinese contemporary history. Before that, China just went through 10 years of cultural revolution, and then before that, there was a lot of, I'd say, wrong decisions. These days, people would recognize that the government and Communist Party had done that completely destroyed the country's economics. 78 was the time when it turned. It was in December. Let me read the translation because I can't remember it. The third plenary session of the 11th Central Committee of Communist Party of China. Yeah, so 11届三中全会. That was the year in December where they decided they're gonna ditch, or very clearly said, you know, the previous things of cultural revolution, of class fight, of all those things that kind of completely stalled the country's economic growth needs to be ditched, and we need to start to actually make money, to modernize, industrialize. That was the purpose of that meeting that made the whole shift. So 2018 now, it's 40 years, exact 40 years. And this drama is designed to come out in December, exactly 40 years later. Because of its political almost task, it could not fail. It has to have the best team of actors, best directors from this company, best producers to do this work. It cannot fail. It has to be good. And they did it because this is the ace production company in China, and they use their ace team to do this work. So if you are not familiar with China's modern and contemporary history, especially about 改革开放, which is economic reform, it may not be very easy for you to get into this drama because this is not an entertainment drama. It is a serious drama. It is really realistic in depicting how the life changes from the 70s to later decades, how the economic reform changed people's lives. So when you go into the story at the end of 70s, everybody looks like shit in this drama. The countryside is poor, the houses look just like slums, and people don't have makeup, they wear the ugliest outfits you can possibly imagine. I mean, the good-looking Wang Kai looks like my dad's photo from back then, skinny as hell and just not pretty, okay? This drama's beginning, it's being authentic because at that time it was like that. China was poor like shit, and nobody has good clothes, nobody has a sense of style, like there's nothing available. And anything you do a little bit more flamboyant, if you want to, you will have the hat that to wear which says you are a capitalist, and which is something you don't want to be associated with. So if you don't know about the history, about why people have to go through so many ridiculous difficulties just to do a little bit step forward, you might not really understand what's going on in the story. Which is why I think, although this drama is now currently on Viki, it has such a low score, which is 7.8. Like the most ridiculous, garbageest Chinese drama produced this year, everything is higher than that score. I'm like, seriously? Seriously? Why? It's unfair, okay? This is the ace drama. If people think only pretty, only metropolitan, only the actors who look super dashing and good-looking, somehow that will make a drama good, then you are not a mature audience. And I just find the 7.8 score completely ridiculous. That's just my opinion, because this is one of the best dramas I have seen this year, for sure. It is the good stuff, but it requires your brain work and it requires a little bit investment on the viewer's side. I'm really looking forward to what happens in the story later, because it is such an interesting depiction of a huge transformation that happens to hundreds of millions of people somewhere on Earth in the recent 40 years. It is a very detailed and very interesting picture of not just one particular culture, but I think the details actually show you how the human psyche works. For example, if you've been living in a particular set of mindset and value for a long time, suddenly something comes in and just try to shift that 180. How do different people respond? What are the obstacles people would run into when they're trying to turn things around? It's such an interesting depiction of humanity, of how people act and react to extreme shift. So let me talk quickly about the technical aspects of this drama. This is very interesting. They used the cinema ratio of the framing. I think it's 2.35 to 1. So it's very cinematic and squished. But the only problem is they have put the subtitle underneath, not on the black part, in the part where the thing is, which makes editing in the future a nightmare to do. But this framing actually works for the storytelling. It instantly gives you a more cinematic feel about the story, because it is almost like a long ballad of a 40 years progress of a society. So I understand why they choose this less video-y, more cinematic look of this drama. In terms of cinematography, I like the color grading. It's extremely realistic. It's not trying to stylize it too much into anything, not on the over nostalgic yellowish brown side, not on the super cool, sometimes even purplish side where Daylight Production likes to do. It's a really almost like I've done my white balance perfect, and we're just gonna use that, and we're not gonna do any color particular grading style for this drama. So it's an extremely realistic depiction of what color looks like in real life. The style of the camera work and also the editing is very, I would say, in a way, old-fashioned. So it's not trying to be very edgy in terms of how they move the camera, what kind of shots they plan for a scene. It usually is just very stable. Sort of a couple of angles covering the scene. It's not trying to be flashy or trying to be inventive, because I think it fits the narrative. This story is about realistic things in real life, and it starts in the end of 70s. So it's not highly stylized. It has to stick to its realism. But I have to just do this to their production design. I think from what I've researched, they actually spent twice as normal budget for this drama's production design. The furnitures, architectures, the interior design, the people's clothing, their costumes, even the makeup. It is extremely realistic, depicting the end of 70s starting already. And I think later when it goes to 80s, 90s, they will keep on doing that. I think there's a lot of research put into the work. They definitely look at the old photos. They find all those old props and the particular styles and things that was very authentic and realistic to the 70s, 80s, 90s China. All the actors are so giving in terms of completely surrendering themselves to their characters. You have seen too many Chinese dramas these days where, for whatever reason, the lead actors, actresses just look too pretty to be realistic. In this drama, because 70s China is so poor, nobody has makeup. They would all wear really ugly clothes, and they would have no idea about style. And everything is ugly. And it's true, like the actresses don't have makeup on their face. They're trying to stay very authentic to that period and what people would look like. I'm just like, it's so refreshing. Because you see Wang Kai, who is one of the most still high-profile young actors in China. You see Tong Yao, this year she has been in numerous dramas such as Evernight, such as previously story of Royal Love of Ru. But you see her in this drama, just so natural and realistic. And you'll see a lot of familiar faces if you watch a lot of Zhongwu Yangguang's production, like the Xiajiang from Neverending Fire. His son, his actual real-life son, who played one of the person who helps Mei Changsu in Neverending Fire, who is also in numerous other dramas, this time again as one of those villagers. Those poor single men over 30 still didn't marry because they didn't have money, and looking just so authentic with those red cheeks and just shitty hair and dirty clothing. For the 8 episodes that I've seen, I'm just so happy about the realism, but still very funny, I think, moments that happens in this drama. Everyone is giving themselves up for this story, for the depiction of this period, paying proper respect to the 40 years of exceptional changes that has happened. And nobody really have their big ego, actor ego, coming out on this drama. They're all just like, we are all together to make the story. This is also a very daring effort these days because dramas are so heavily almost kidnapped by capitals and by IP that they won't do a drama like this, where by episode 8, the third major lead actor still hasn't shown up yet. He will show up next episode, I think in episode 9. Dong Zijian's character. He's like the 3 major sort of men in this story. He hasn't showed up in the first 8 episodes. And also, the drama has a really nice pace. It's not draggy at all. There's no wasted scenes. There's not one scene that's not necessary to be in the drama. By episode 8, one of the lead actors already got married. And in the beginning of this drama, he hasn't even met the future wife. In that sense, I really look forward to the future plots because I know it's not gonna drag. It's gonna talk about a lot of things. There will be a lot of ups and downs, lots and lots. And there will be 3 major sort of characters lines woven into each other. I think this truly is end of the year's big gift to all the Chinese drama viewers. 2018 for Chinese TV drama land, it's a fiasco year in terms of shitty productions flopping epically. And I think at the end of this year, like The Flowing River is something that's gonna sit there and just say, yeah, this is a shitty year, but we managed to do one good work among a couple of other works that will make this year not so shitty. So at the end of this review, I really want to recommend this drama to my viewers. I believe most people who watch my channel have good taste in drama. And if you know already about the historical background, this will be an easier drama to sink your teeth into. If not, keep an open mind, I would say, and then just maybe do a little bit of research on the side to understand generally what was going on back then, and then it will make more sense. I think if you love the actors, any of them, Wang Kai, Yang Shuo, Dong Zijian, Tong Yao, any of them, it is really a drama that worth your time and sticking with it, because as the story develops, those characters will become fleshed out. Also, as time goes on, as we go into the 80s, the 90s, as the people become more and more successful, they will start to look prettier. They look really bad in the beginning, but that's just how things were. And they will start to look more and more eye-pleasing. So stick with the story. It's really worth your time watching this one. Finally, before I go, if you don't know, the story of Ming Lan, 知否知否应是绿肥红瘦, Zhao Liying's new drama, is coming out on Christmas Eve, so December 24th. Also, it's high possibility of the original sin that I talked about in previous video that will come out also before the end of the year. Because on the 10th, they said officially that within 30 days, this drama is going to air. So the latest would be, I guess, January 10th next year. But let's hope it can actually come out before the end of the year. That will make me very happy. Those 2 dramas, if they come out in December, I will be very happy. If Chang'an 12时辰, Longest Day in Chang'an, or Chang'an, 24 hours, if that could come out, wow, that would like make the end of the year really great. And I can kind of forget the really shitty second half of 2018 of Chinese TV drama land, where hardly any good work came out. Thank you for watching Avenue X. I'll see you in my next video. Meanwhile, live long and happy drama watching.